in the sense that there are scores of parastatals in Lagos, and it's often said that if you can manage a parastatal in Lagos, you can manage a bigger entity somewhere else. And most of our parastatals, they're so big that those in their sectors, in the private sector, at times they look up to them for leadership. So today, we are very important people here to talk about parastatals of Lagos State. So any question that you have that may have been bothering you, or that people have told you to ask me, and you've not had the time to ask me, today you do not need to ask me. You have the people who can give you very good answers to whatever questions about Lagos State parastatals, because they are the monitors of all the parastatals. I do not know whether I'm the only person who has noticed the fact that the Parastatals Monitoring Office seems to be populated with very many women. All of the people we have hosted there, most of them have come with huge numbers of men. But today we have very many women. That means that there are times that people say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. And other times they say that if you give a woman an assignment, you can be sure that everything will be well documented in details, T's and I's. So I will not take your time, but just for me to encourage you that you should please, as you have always done, report us accurately, be attentive, notice all the facts and figures. There is no commissioner that has come here to attend these press briefings that we started about 2 weeks ago who has complained that he or she has been misquoted. That is very big kudos to members of Lagoko and others who may have come to attend all these press briefings. So I would like you to continue in that spirit, in the same way, to report us accurately and to note all the facts and figures, but to also be confident to ask questions about whatever you feel that the public needs to know, because it's all in the spirit of democracy. It's all in the spirit of the right to know. It's all in the spirit of reporting. So once again, gentlemen of the place, I would like to welcome you and to urge you to pay attention while I give the microphone to our PS here, so that she can tell us all that has happened in that space in the last 1 year. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, can we please put our hands together for the Honorable Commissioner, Minister of Information and Strategy, Mr. Benga Omotosho. And we go to the business of the day. Join me as I humbly invite to the microphone the Permanent Secretary, Parastatal Monitoring Office, Mrs. Adetutu Oluremi Oshosoya, for our briefing. Please, let's put our hands together. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good morning once again. Good morning, Honorable Commissioners. Permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. And I'm here on behalf of the entire management and staff of Parastatals Monitoring Office to brief the gentlemen of the press about our activities in the past 1 year. Distinguished members of the press, esteemed stakeholders, and the good people of Lagos State, it is my pleasure on behalf of the entire management and staff of the Parastatals Monitoring Office to welcome you to the year 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing of the Parastatals Monitoring Office in commemoration of the second anniversary of the second term in office of Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu's administration. This annual engagement will help to enlighten the public on government's efforts towards the effective and efficient service delivery and imbibe public service reforms of the state government under the security and governance pillar of the Things Plus agenda. It is also a key platform for transparency and accountability and public discourse on the activities and performance of the Parastatals Monitoring Office, PMO. The office is responsible for monitoring and evaluating the effectiveness of government-owned entities and remains committed to ensuring that these parastatals/agencies deliver on their mandates in alignment with the vision of the Governor of Lagos State for sustainable development, efficient service delivery, and good governance. In the past year, we have worked tirelessly to enhance compliance, improve operational efficiency, and promote financial prudence across agencies. Today, we will provide a detailed report on our achievements, challenges, and strategic initiatives for the coming year. The establishment and strengthening of the PMO has often been driven by calls for increased transparency, accountability, and efficiency in the operations of parastatals and government-owned companies through the provision of independent oversight functions. The Parastatals Monitoring Office's functions generally involve monitoring and evaluating the performance of parastatals, agencies, and government-owned companies, ensuring compliance with regulations and policies, and providing recommendations for improvement. The office monitors and evaluates the operations of these agencies and government-owned companies across the state to ensure that they are run in accordance with the relevant administrative and financial guidelines. These have witnessed remarkable achievements in the last 1 year. The office has also consistently been building the capacity of its workforce through manpower development, information sharing, coaching, and deployment of digital technological skills to upscale the productivity of staff. Ladies and gentlemen, parastatals, also known as state-owned enterprises and government-owned companies, are various government agencies that operate in various sectors of the economy, such as transportation, energy, finance, commerce, health, communications, etc. They are of utmost importance to the socio-economic development of the state in particular and the country in general. Parastatal organizations perform key roles in delivering specific services to the general public in line with the laws that establish them and government policy directives. As of today, we have about a total of 102 parastatals agencies and government-owned companies straddling across the length and breadth of the states that have been monitored and evaluated by the PMO. So we have the vision and mission of the office. The vision, as stated, to improve efficiency and effectiveness of all state-owned parastatals. And the mission is to improve the performance of all state-owned parastatals through internal process re-engineering and improved corporate governance to drive agency self-sustainability and reduce dependency on government's fund. Our core functional departments, they are as follows. The Inspectorate Department. This department they are basically charged with the responsibilities to ensure that all state parastatals agencies and government-owned companies are managed and run in accordance with stipulated administrative and financial guidelines. The departments, they carry out evaluation of the business processes of these agencies. Monitoring and Projects Department. This department is responsible for planning, tracking, evaluating and ensuring the successful implementation of programs and timely completion of all ongoing and newly awarded projects that are embarked on by the agencies. It also monitors the progress of projects to make sure that they are carried out on time, as in the timeliness, and to ensure that funds are applied as needful, and then the set goals and standards of those projects are also attained. Research and Development Departments, statutorily empowered to gather, collate, and process data for analysis. It is equally the department's function to analyze parastatals' goals and objectives in line with the best practices of the agencies and government-owned companies. They are also to conduct research and bring out new initiatives that the PMO can embark on to ensure that we are able to fulfill the mission and core mandates. The core departments are ably supported by other statutory departments and units. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, kindly permit me at this juncture to briefly dwell on some of the major activities embarked on during the period under focus. The first to talk about, we're going to discuss here, is walking tour and on-the-spot assessment. The management team of the office, led by the Permanent Secretary, conducted a successful walking tour and on-the-spot assessment of 36 parastatals, agencies, and government-owned companies between May and October last year. This was aimed at ascertaining their current state of affairs and familiarization with the operations of these entities and engagement of the PMO team with the CEOs and their management staff towards fostering a better service delivery. The following were looked into: the vision and mission of each agency as it aligns with the Teams Plus agenda, establishment of clear-cut, measurable objectives with results that can be measured periodically by their key performance indicators, the KPIs, to review their current enabling law to meet up with the modern trends, and also to inquire about the status of the agency's constituted board. To ensure the rendition of up-to-date audited accounts and financial reports within 6 months after the end of the preceding financial year. The current state of the office equipment, facilities, and environment, and also identify for improvement gaps and prefer solutions as needful. The walking tour and on-the-spot assessment exercise provided the PMO the opportunity to engage and interact directly with the CEOs, brainstorm, share ideas, and ensure that the management team are also assessed. We also visited the facilities of the agencies during the tour for assessment. The following pictures depict some of the agencies that were visited: the Lagos Traffic Radio, as can be seen, the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, the Lagos State Materials Testing Laboratory, the Lagos State Examinations Board, the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, Lagos State Parks and Gardens Agency, Eco FM Radio Lagos, Lagos State Lagos Television, Lagos, okay, I think that is all. We also have Lagos State Arts and Culture, Lagos State LASEPA. These are just few. And as you can see, we were there inspecting the facilities. We were taking note of what we need to bring to the to the knowledge of the appropriate authorities as needful. We also engaged in the Parastatals revenue generating meeting with the acronym is PAGEM. PAGEM was created to provide a platform for close monitoring of activities of revenue generating parastatals in a bid to identify and provide solutions to issues hindering the generation of revenue in the state with the following objectives. We get first-hand information on their revenue generated. We look at the sub-elements of those revenue, and we measure this revenue performance vis-a-vis targets. We examine the effectiveness of strategies adopted by the parastatals in revenue collection. Then we look at the standardization methods of revenue collection amongst the agencies. We identify challenges against set targets and profile collective solutions. We identify non-performing parastatals and see how their processes can be improved. We promote transparency in governance through this meeting, and we also recommend informed decisions to we make recommendations to Mr. Governor in making informed decisions. In the light of this, 2 pageant meetings were held in the year 2024 to assess and review the revenue performance of 80 agencies that are involved in revenue generation. During the pageant, we also ensure that knowledge sharing is made amongst the agencies, whereby agencies share their experiences about what they do differently to meet up with their revenue set targets. Those who meet up and those who exceed their set targets also share knowledge so that other agencies can learn by gaining from their experiences and strategies. We have the clips from the year 2024 Parastatal Revenue Generating Meeting as highlighted. The next engagement performed was review of business process and operations. The office engaged the services of some consultants. Of course, the consultants are the registered, those ones that are duly registered with the PPA, Public Procurement Agency, to conduct an in-depth review and independent assessment of the business processes and operations of 11 highly technical parastatals agencies and government-owned companies. The aims were to monitor and evaluate performance of these agencies based on defined key performance indicators and ensure that set targets are achieved and revenue targets are met where applicable. To review the level of compliance by management with recommendation made in previous reports where these agencies had previously been assessed and evaluated by previous consultants as regards their applicable internal control. The pictures are depicting the consultative meeting on operational review of parastatal agencies and government-owned companies with our external consultancy firms. The periodic evaluation exercise was carried out in continuation of the review and performance of parastatals. The office conducted this exercise for the period to cover the period from July to December 2023 and January to July 2024 for 86 parastatals and government-owned companies. Basically, we decided on the parastatals to inspect based on what we have from previous records. This inspection exercise was carried out between 18 November and 31st of December 2024. Prior to that, an in-house training was held for officers who embarked on the inspection exercise to these agencies. The objectives are to ascertain the following: income and revenue target performance according to approved budgets, monitoring and evaluation of performance of parastatals and government-owned companies according to their enabling laws, expenditure targets and performance according to approved budget, contributory pension scheme preliminary checks to pave way for the broader compliance exercise, routine inspection of books of operations, of accounts and other relevant books, governing board members and their names and dates of constitution and tenure, terms and duration, modify key performance indicators to drive better service delivery, ensure compliance with government financial guidelines, and ensure that fixed assets register are kept up to date. The pictures on this next slide is just showing when the training was ongoing, and we also normally bring in more technical people from other relevant agencies to collaborate with us on this exercise. And the next slide depicts the clips of inspection evaluation exercises conducted in some agencies, as can be seen, the staff of the PMO and the evaluation team with staff of the agencies being evaluated. Now we have the financialization evaluation of fixed assets of parastatals and government-owned companies. In a bid to optimize operational efficiency and financial transparency, the Parastatals Monitoring Office, in collaboration with the Lagos State Valuation Office, continued its bilateral meetings to deliberate on the financialization and valuation of assets of the state government's parastatals, agencies, and government-owned companies. These processes are essential for determining the value of public assets, attracting investment, enhancing revenue generation, and ensuring accountability. Also leveraging on state government assets to create alternative income streams and financial transparency. The initiative is work in progress, and very soon the exercise will commence. The slides shown here are the bilateral meetings held with the State Valuation Office on the proposed exercise. The CEO's maiden retreat. In an effort to foster collaboration, enhance operational efficiency, and align with leadership of key government institutions with the state's developmental agenda, the PMO successfully hosted a 3-day maiden retreat for all the CEOs, heads of parastatals, agencies, and government-owned companies in Lagos State. The retreat, which was themed Leadership and Good Governance, Strategies for Enhancing Performance, Service Delivery and Revenue Generation, offered an invaluable opportunity to reflect on collective mandate, review various parastatals agencies' strategies, and align efforts towards effectively achieving the fourth pillar of this administration's Teams Plus agenda, making Lagos a 21st century economy, amongst others. As we all know, leadership in the public sector comes with unique challenges, such as balancing service delivery with revenue generation, navigating resource constraints, and fostering innovation within bureaucratic systems. The retreat was therefore designed to equip the Chief Executive Officers, CEOs, with the tools, insights, and strategies needed to overcome challenges and position parastatals and agencies for resilience, sustainable growth, and development. The retreat also provided a roadmap for governance transformation, emphasizing strategic leadership, accountability, and performance excellence. At the end of the retreat, participants were committed to applying these insights and resolutions to enhance service delivery and government outcomes in Lagos State. Based on these premises, it was unanimously agreed among the participants that governance requires continuous learning, adaptive leadership, and a shared commitment to public service excellence. The retreat was declared open by the Lagos State Head of Service, Mr. Olabode Agoro, while the representative of Mr. Governor, Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Honorable Tokunbo Wahab, was also in attendance to give a keynote address. About 100 CEOs, heads of parastatals agencies, and government-owned companies participated at the retreat. And we have the various clips to show the activities, the various brainstorming, interactive activities that happened during this maiden retreat. Sensitization program on pension contribution. The office organized a one-day sensitization program on pension contribution management for 39 parastatals agencies and government-owned companies. This program is meant to precede the I'm Alive initiative, where PMO will be verifying the retirees of directly recruited retirees. These are retirees that are employees that were directly recruited. They are not on Oracle. They are directly recruited by the agencies. And it is a strategic intervention aimed at transforming the pension management framework for parastatals and agencies. The sensitization program provided a platform for realizing several critical benefits, which demonstrates the state's commitment to strengthening the pension system, safeguarding public resources, and ensuring all pensioners enjoy all the benefits they have labored for. It was also to educate the participants, comprising of CEOs, heads of administration, and heads of finance and accounts, on pension funds contribution management for parastatals organizations, thereby enhance and improved welfare and better service delivery of Lagos State government's workforce. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Establishments, Training and Pensions, Mrs. Olubusola Abidaku, was on hand to speak extensively on the importance of aligning pension management with employee welfare and organizational goals, while also advocating for proactive measures such as will writing and the adoption of inclusive pension plan, like the micro pension plan. During her presentation, she also highlighted the critical role of pension benefits in employee motivation and retention, noting that providing a secure retirement plan gives employees peace of mind, which in turn enhances productivity and loyalty. The pictures here are depicting the one-day sensitization program, as explained. Project monitoring activities. The project monitoring is conducted with the primary objectives of ensuring the successful execution of the projects and that funds allocated for projects are utilized efficiently and transparently. The PMO team visited over 25 parastatals agencies and government companies project sites to monitor newly awarded ongoing projects and ascertain the state of such projects. The aims are to track the progress of the projects, especially those that are newly awarded or currently ongoing, as explained above, to evaluate milestones achieved, to ensure accountability of funds and resources, to identify completed projects which have fully been commissioned or are about to be commissioned, and to improve future planning and purposes. Achievements of the exercise, the PMO had better oversight of what is operational at each project site across the 25 parastatals and agencies. Detection of delays or gaps were identified early and cited for correction, and observations and challenges were also noted for compilation of reports and necessary follow-up. These are the list of the agencies monitored in the area of projects execution as listed in this slide. And the next slide, we have the pictures of the sites, project sites visited by the PMO projects monitoring team. Then we have the Know Your Agency's radio program in a bid to also reach out to the grassroots and wider populace of the state, as well as enlighten wider communities about the services of parastatals and agencies. The office introduced and embarked on the airing of a Yoruba version of the Know Your Agencies, a weekly program on Lagos Traffic Radio. Before the Yoruba version, the English version had also been aired. Having successfully produced this English version, the Yoruba version is an informative, educative, public enlightenment program on radio, which is aimed at creating more awareness of the activities of Lagos State parastatals and agencies. The extra advocacy has so far brought tremendous publicity to the activities and services of these establishments. During the airing of the program, the CEOs of parastatals agencies usually attend to inquiries from members of the public about issues relating to their agencies. The live call-in radio program has also been providing valuable insights, knowledge, and support to drive the success of our parastatals and agencies, as well as complement their existing advocacy activities. By showcasing the activities and achievements of these parastatals and agencies, the program has not only bridged the information gap, but also fostered a sense of community and inclusiveness among listeners. Through informative discussions, interviews, and success stories, the program has successfully highlighted the state government's effort at improving the lives of Lagosians. The clips are some pictures of some CEOs at the Know Your Agency program. A projection for the year. In line with the mandate of the Parastatals Monitoring Office regarding pensions and gratuity management and administration, the office intends to embark on a pilot verification of pensioners in parastatals, as I earlier mentioned, and agencies and government entities imbued with independent power of recruitment within the civil service structure. This initiative is a proactive measure to ensure transparency, accuracy, accuracy and efficiency in pension administration in the area of data upgrade and transparency in the payment process, as well as fulfilling one of the mandates assigned to the PMO. Our projection for the year has continued. In furtherance of this objective, the office has initially organized a sensitization program as mentioned, and along with other senior officials within the offices in order to properly intimate them about the aims, objectives, and processes involved in the campaign and the proposed I'm Alive exercise. The exercise will involve collection and collation of background data and on the spot online verification of pensioners. The process will include collaborative fora with the Lagos State Pension Commission and the Ministry of Establishment and Training. This is to ensure synergy and seamless execution across the board. Concerning the Know Your Agency's radio program, the office also plans to expand its horizon by accommodating other indigenous languages such as Igbo, Hausa, and Egu. The objective of this is to reach out to more people at the grassroots, especially the local communities, thereby ensure inclusivity of the entire Lagos residents in consonance with the Teams Plus agenda. At this point, we want to respectfully express our profound appreciation to Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, for his exemplary and visionary leadership. Most importantly, for his support to the Parastatals Monitoring Office by investing the mandate in us to carry out our various oversight functions. Thank you, sir. We express our sincere gratitude to the Deputy Governor, Ms. Dr. Kadiri Obafemi Hamzat. His support to us is invaluable, and ensuring that we achieve our plans and realize our set goals. His support is also much appreciated. Thank you, sir. We acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Commissioner, sir, of the Ministry of Information and Strategy. We are very grateful for your presence. Yes, sir. We appreciate you for the support. We say a big thank you even to the PS. Thank you to the directors and the entire Information and Strategy Ministry team for this laudable event to showcase activities and achievements. To the distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, we extend our gratitude for your invaluable contribution to today's press briefing. We are also confident that your coverage will disseminate accurate and essential information to the public, and we know that will happen because Honorable Commissioner has assured us of that in his speech. And a profound appreciation to the entire management and staff of Parastatals Monitoring Office for your dedication, teamwork, and commitment towards achieving asset mandates. Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ma. I think she deserves a better round of applause. All right. We just listened to the Permanent Secretary, Parastatals Monitoring Office, Mrs. Adetutu Oluremi Oshosonya. She has taken us through the journey so far and has given account of stewardship of all the things that they've done so far under our care and under the administration of Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. Please give her a round of applause once again. Honorable Commissioner, Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho, and the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Olumide Shogule, I'd like to crave your indulgence to acknowledge the presence of some directors seated here. I'll start from the Director of Public Affairs, Ministry of Information and Strategy, Mr. Olusegun Ogundeji. Adeshegun Ogundeji, please give me a round of applause. Okay, I'm going to pay for that because it's my director and I'm mixing up his name, so my apologies, sir. And also the Director, Chief Editor, Alausa Alert, also in the Ministry of Information and Strategy, Mr. Tayo Ogunbiyi. Please give him a round of applause. And by extension, I acknowledge the presence of every director seated here contributing towards the better state of Lagos State. Please give yourselves a round of applause. And then to the distinguished fourth realm of the estate, the pressmen here, thank you for coming. I acknowledge your presence. Please give yourself a round of applause too. If you are online and you are joining us, I'd like to tell you that you can send your questions and it will be read out and be attended to here. The handles to check on to look at now is the follow LASG, which is the Facebook. That's on Facebook. On X, also follow LASG. On IG, Lagos State Gov. So on these platforms, you can feel free to drop your messages, your questions, and it will be attended to. At this juncture, I would like to say that we are moving towards the distinguished pressmen. Gentlemen of the press, this is the time that you have been waiting for. So if you have any questions, we'll be taking it in 2 batches. Please kindly signify by raising up your hands, and the microphone will be passed to you. So your name and the media organization that you are reporting for. Please, if you have any questions, please raise up your hands, and the microphone will be passed to you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, Commissioner. My name is Ayodele Olalere, and I report for the Nigerian Express newspapers. Please, can you tell us the number of parastatals and agencies we have in Lagos? How many of them have been, what's your assessment of these agencies and parastatals, and how many of them have been sanctioned?
All right, are there more questions? Okay, we have some.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
My name is MC Dada, and I report for Radio 103.5 FM. We know the clamor. I know you said that we have 102 parastatals and agencies and everything in Lagos. We know for the clamor from Nigerians that we should reduce cost of governance. I want to know what your agency is doing to ensure that most of these parastatals do not have overlapping functions. Maybe one is performing this function and the other is performing one function, so that we should reduce the cost of governance. Thank you.
All right, we'll take one more. Yeah.
Good afternoon, PS. My name is Lukman Balogun. I write the Voice of Nigeria, VON. My first question is on the effort of the office. I'd like you to tell us the effort of your office towards ensuring that the activities of these parastatals, how do we ensure that it is cascade or trickles down to the grassroots? Because we just don't want to be hearing the news, the talk, but how is it affecting people, the downtrodden? So that's my first question. The second question, during your presentation, you talked about Paragen. I don't know if I got it right, which was created to provide a platform, close monitoring of activities of the agencies and all that. And I know during your tour or the meeting with the agencies, there must have been some of the challenges that these agencies must have raised. So, and I know you talked about identifying some of the challenges and providing collective solutions. So we'd like you to throw more light on some of the challenges that you observed, you identified during this meeting, and going forward, what are your plans? Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we'll allow the Permanent Secretary to answer these questions first before we move on to the next batch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The first question, about the number of parastatals and agencies, it was indicated. We cover 102 parastatals, about 102 parastatals. Those are the numbers that we cover in PMO. And in the area of sanctions, when we need to, in government, we don't normally use that phrase. We identify gaps. When we carry out whatever, is it monitoring, evaluation, once we identify gaps, we liaise with the CEOs. What we want to do is to follow up and make sure that those areas of gaps are dealt with. Sometimes we invite CEOs to hold one-on-one meeting and we brainstorm to see how we want to mitigate the factors that could lead to that could adversely affect their operations. So that is the way we go. In respect of the second question, overlapping function. Each of these parastatals, they work with the enabling laws. Each of the parastatals, they have their enabling laws that guides their activities. Right, we can talk of activities complementing each other, and we have one of the agencies is called law reform agencies, where these enabling laws are reviewed from time to time to make sure that emerging trends are also considered in the updating of these enabling laws. And in the area of cost of governance, we even have some agencies that are self-sustaining. And of course, Lagos State government, we know that we do our best. That's why they call Lagos State government the center, Lagos State the center of excellence. The agencies they generate revenue. They ensure that they align with the Themes Plus development agenda of the state. So I don't really think we have this wastage in governance amongst the agencies, because like I said, some of them are quite self-sustaining. Like the Honorable Commissioner mentioned that even some of them that other companies, corporate organizations, they look up to them. They come to them to share knowledge and find out how they do it right and well. The parastatal revenue generating meeting, as we explained, it is the meeting where we look at the details, let me say the subset of revenue items. So where we see that, so in the area, normally the only challenge we have is when an agency has not met with the set target. And there could be so many factors, responsible for that. We know sometimes the members of the public, they don't like paying taxes. You serve some of them notices. These are things they talk about. They serve notices. They claim they haven't seen these notices. We are improving every time. We have the automated processes that is being adopted by the state. And in the speech, you will recall that we talked about agencies that are really doing great. They come to share their experiences and strategies, how they are doing it, how, let me say, material testing. She was able to tell us how she has been, our business processes and their operational activities have been enhanced to make sure that people are sensitized on the need for materials on the site of construction to be tested, and their processes are very seamless. So and they even give, like some agencies, they give discounts when you pay on time. You as approved by our dear governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Some agencies are given the prerogative to give discounts to some members of the public where they come on time to make timely payment of their fees, and this is also another way to go for other agencies that could be experiencing challenges of people not responding properly to when they are asked to make payment. And also other logistic problems are also discussed, and we make this known to the appropriate authorities so that whatever needs to be done will be looked into. Thank you.
All right, give a round of applause, please. I think that clearly the permanent secretary has been able to do justice to those questions. So at this point, we do not have any questions from the pressmen. We'd like to invite to the microphone the Director, Department of Admin and Human Resource, Mrs. Folasha Desalako, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Please permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. On behalf of Lagos State Government and the Parastatal Monitoring Office, we are indeed grateful. We are indeed full of immense gratitude as we draw the curtain on this significant occasion, the year 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing, marking the 6th year in office of our visionary leader, the Governor of Lagos State. First and foremost, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Governor, my governor, your governor, our governor, Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, for his unwavering dedication to the progress and prosperity of Lagos State. Your leadership continues to inspire transformative change across sectors, setting a benchmark for governance, innovation, and inclusiveness. Thank you, sir. We wish to also convey our profound gratitude to the Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat. Sir, your unwavering support in the execution of our work plans and the attainment of our set objective is deeply appreciated and held in the highest regard. To our esteemed Chairman, House Committee on Ethics, Protocol and Privileges, who is unavoidably absent, Honorable Mojid Fatai Adebola, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho, Permanent Secretary, Information and Strategy, Mr. Olumide Shogunle, Directors from the Ministry of Information and Strategy, thank you all for your commitment to service delivery and steadfast execution of the STEAM Plus agenda. Your efforts reinforce our collective journey towards a greater Lagos that works for all. We are equally grateful to the members of the fourth estate of REM, our ever vigilant media professionals, for your active participation, insightful questions, and continued partnership in informing, educating, and engaging the public. Your role in strengthening democratic accountability is truly commendable. We say a very big thank you to you.
The voice of Lagos.